Do I believe TikTok should be banned? No. I think it's important to discuss how unprecedented of a move this would be.
Hey, what's up, you all? Welcome back. I'm Van, and we are all the LFR family. We are here to see what I'm not even going to repeat the word that I just now said about AOC, but we about to see what she has done, because apparently she did something stupid. I'm sure y'all are surprised. And we are here for it.
So I presumed.
Let's see what she did.
Is in the African nation of Ghana today, the first stop on a three-nation tour of the continent with the hopes of deepening U.S.-African ties, as Chinese influence there is already dominating.
Washington Examiner deputy editor of Restoring America, best title of the day, Kaylee McGee-White joins us now. Kaylee, thanks for being here. Look, I don't have a problem with the outreach to Africa. I actually think it's a really good idea, because Africa is...
How come they all dancing in front of her when she just... She was just walking, man. They was dancing, little tails on. Like, look over here. Look over. Look, we danced like a mug. Look at it. Look, look, look. I want y'all to see this right here.
With the hopes of deepening U.S.-African ties.
She trying her best, and she's still looking at them the whole time. The whole time that they dancing, they're like, look, we dancing, we dancing, we dancing. Huh? We walking with you. We walking and dancing. We walking and dancing.
Influence there is already dominating.
Washington Examiner deputy editor of Restoring America, best title of the day, Kaylee McGee-White joins us now. Kaylee, thanks for being here. Look, I don't have a problem with the outreach to Africa. I actually think it's a really good idea, because Africa is an up-and-coming continent that we need to pay attention to. But
yeah, that Karine Jean-Pierre need to pay attention to, because apparently Simon Atiba, who is from Africa, who just so happened to be at the White House press release every single daggone day. I think that's what it's called. I think he's a correspondent at the White House. She don't let him ask any of her questions at all. So I guess they said, you know what, we're going to do, just to spite you, we're not going to answer any of your questions, you African, but we are going to go to Africa and answer some of their questions. Huh? How you feel about that? How you feel about that? Now go another 7 months.
is this too little too late to counteract China?
Well, you're right. It is such an important foreign policy mission because of China's influence on the African continent. But it really tells you all you need to know about how much the Biden administration actually cares about strengthening these ties, that they're sending Kamala Harris to go and do it. And second of all, we also know that the Biden administration doesn't actually take the China threat seriously. The president is on record multiple times simply calling China a competitor rather than naming it as an adversary.
A competitor rather than naming them as an adversary. Adversary. What the hell is an adversary? Adversary? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just catching everybody. I had to catch the little cutie pie too. Listen, I'm on a tear today. Multiple times simply calling China a competitor rather than naming it as an adversary. And also, Joe Biden needs to see what's really going on. Seriously, Joe Biden needs to really understand what's going on. He's just wiping it off like it's nothing. China are making moves to take us up out of here, man. They're making moves to the top. Right now in the U.S., it's the top. We're the #1 superpower in the world. All right? When it comes to the national stage, we are them. But China, they are on our heels. They are trying to move into our position, and they would do anything to get it. And right now, they are drawing allegiances with other nations to try to make sure that they can put us in a peculiar situation that we cannot get ourselves out of. How does the people who are advising Biden not address this, not care about this? What exactly are they doing to curtail it? How are they going to get in front of it? They can't just wipe them off as if they're just some regular old adversary. Adversary.
So the question is whether this administration has the moral clarity to name the threat and then take action if necessary.
Yeah, I mean, there is a very big push. First, it was the Secretary of State, then the First Lady Jill Biden, now Kamala Harris. President Biden has said that he was going to go later this year. But is there anything that Kamala Harris can say that's going to make a difference?
I think that the best thing that Kamala could possibly do is not say anything at all. She has learned the hard way that the more that she gets out in front of the camera, the worse things get for the Biden administration. And maybe they know that. Maybe this is a way for her to finally get dumped off the 24 ticket.
Isn't that wild that neither the president nor the vice president know how to speak in front of a daggone camera? How did they get these jobs? That's my question. How did they get to a point where they could even run for president and vice president. If they lack communication skills the way that they do, how are they able to get as far as they've gone? How is it even possible? All of this stuff is already written, man. It's like a freaking script, in my opinion. It's already written. And honestly, I believe that Biden and Kamala, they think that they're going to be okay. Whoever's feeding them some information or letting them know, y'all are going to be all right. Nothing's going to happen. They're too cavalier about it.
Kaylee, my concern is the focus, what she is going to be focusing on during this trip. And will she accomplish anything with regard to counteracting our number one enemy in China in that region if she's out there focused on ESG, environmental, social governance stuff?
Right, that's the problem, is the Biden administration's agenda has been very much so focused on culturally pushing our values onto other nations, and those values often do not align culturally. And so whether this is going to be another sort of de facto pushing an LGBT agenda, an ESG agenda on countries that don't want any of that, or whether it's going to be strengthening diplomatic ties with the goal of countering China, especially China's economic dominance in that region,
That's what they need to be doing, young lady. What she just now said is exactly what they need to be doing.
that's the big question for the Biden administration.
Yeah, I mean, China ranks #1 in foreign direct investments to Africa, giving about $50 billion more than the U.S. That ranks the U.S. at #3 with investments.
Wow. They are making moves everywhere. Do y'all not understand me, man? They are making moves everywhere. And how we just gonna act like it's nothing? No, I think they secretly know that it's something. They just can't say it because then it will confirm that they haven't been doing their jobs. It will confirm. See, they real hush hush about it. They know the risk. They know what's going on, but they're trying to do it quietly and sneakily, and it's not working because everything you're doing out loud completely goes against what they stand for, what they respect. They respect power. They respect somebody that's going to stand firm for their nation. That's what they expect. That's what they want to see, but they haven't seen that. So they're making other moves because we want to quietly do our thing.
I mean, do you think this is going to come down to money? Are we going to be shelling out more than $50 billion at the end of this?
We might be, but my concern is also that while it's important to counter China's influence in Africa, it's even more important to counter China's influence in our own country. China is investing billions of dollars into U.S. farmland, into U.S. infrastructure. And the question is why we're allowing China to do that. Why are we not countering China on our own soil? So again, these are policies that really go hand in hand, and yet the Biden administration does not seem to take them seriously.
Kaylee, besides top seeds in the NCAA tournament, no one had a worse week than TikTok, apparently. Lawmakers expressing bipartisan security concerns over the app. Listen.
Here we go. Now we got AOC about to say something stupid.
Both sides of the aisle were standing together saying, this is a threat to our children and we need to stop it.
We got 150 million Americans on TikTok, average of about 90 minutes a day, and how that channel could be used for propaganda purposes or mis or disinformation advocated by the Communist Party.
What the hearing made clear to me was that TikTok should be banned.
Here's one move. Hey, listen. I see it as a move. I don't see it as them caring for kids. I don't think they give a damn about the kids. Let me say that again. I don't think either side give a damn about the kids. That's just one. I'm just keeping it a band with you. I'm keeping it a band. But I see this as a move. This could be a good move. This could be a good move against China. An amazing move. It's a completely just all across America. Oh, that's how y'all want to do? Bam, let's shut this out. Now what? Do you know how much money they will lose from that? Man, do you know what they will lose from that? That's just me, though, but I could be wrong.
Well, and following up on what Todd said, meantime, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez posted her first TikTok in support of Chinese-owned app. Listen to this.
Hey everyone, this is Rep AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and this is my first TikTok. Do I believe TikTok should be banned? No. I think it's important to discuss how unprecedented of a move this would be. The United States has never before banned a social media company from existence, from operating in our borders.
You know, and she also says, like, big tech, they already have our data, so what's the difference in the CCP? I mean, can you imagine making that comparison?
No, and there are only two demographics who are notoriously irresponsible, immature, and unable to see the long-term consequences of their actions, and those are teenagers and Democratic members of Congress. And
that was very well said, young lady. She need to grow the hell up.
Conveniently, those are the only two demographics who right now oppose banning TikTok. So what does that say about that? I mean, there are a host of reasons why TikTok should not be allowed to operate in the U.S. under the current parent company. The data privacy violations, the lies about the data privacy violations, the spying on U.S. journalists, the harmful mental health effects on teenage girls, the deliberate algorithms that push teenagers toward violent propaganda. These are all reasons why lawmakers have to take this seriously.
Extremely deliberate. Extremely. That's all they can watch. That's all they're watching all day long. Whatever they enjoy, if they like looking at breasts, it's going to make them look at nothing but breasts all day long. Butts all day long. Fights all day long. Burnings all day long. It's even darker stuff. Like I'm talking about it gets darker than that. The type of videos that I've come across on TikTok, I don't understand how in the hell, like I would share it with people like, can you believe this is on here? And my video will be banned, but the original video is still up. It will be of a fight. It could be of people doing drugs, anything. So they make sure that they protect the original ridiculousness and anybody else that it's ridiculous, man. Yeah.
And it says a lot that people like AOC aren't.
Yeah, this argument that this is unprecedented. Well, you know what? It's not unprecedented to ban enemy spies from infiltrating our country. That has been done literally since we were founded as a nation. And that's what this is. And it needs to be viewed like that, not a fun app for a 13-year-old girl to make dance videos.
Well, AOC feels otherwise. AOC feel like, yes, it's used for us girls to get out there and have fun and go down to one of these government buildings and act like I'm being arrested, create a mob to stand for something. We want the food trucks out here. Everybody say food trucks. Everybody say food truck. We want the food trucks out here. Whatever it is, man, she don't care. For real. She don't care how this will continue to mess up our security in this country. She don't care about that. And that's unfortunate, man. That's unfortunate. I actually want to see AOC grow into something great one day, man. But she just like, listen, we all grow. If you would have seen me at her age, you wouldn't like me. More likely. You might not have. You know, things can happen.